Right now on News 3, on the eve of Election Day, how state and local candidates are making a final push for votes.
And later, Southwest Wisconsin is about to get a new life-saving tool, all thanks to one couple's unimaginable loss.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Candidates are making their final push to voters one day ahead of the election.
Both parties holding Election Eve rallies tonight. Our Keely Arthur is in Waukesha from Weldall Manufacturing, where Republicans just wrapped up their rally, and Amy Reed is in Madison, where the Democratic rally wrapped up earlier this evening. Let's start with Keely in Waukesha, where Governor Walker, Attorney General Brad Schimmel, and Senate candidate Leah Vukmir are tonight. Keely?
Hi there. Well, this time tomorrow night, some of these elections may be called, and the GOP wants it to go in their favor. Things, though, uncertain right now with Walker and Tony Evers neck and neck. Brad Schimmel just slightly ahead of challenger Josh Kaul, and Leah Vukmir behind Baldwin. But everyone here tonight saying they don't really hold much clout in those polls.
I don't believe anything with the polls anymore. I think that we are a strong base, and we will stand together, and we will do what needs to get done to show what we believe.
To me, the polls, I really don't listen to the polls. It doesn't matter at all. It was the same deal when Barrett was against Walker, and that was called with an hour and a half after the polls closed. So to me, it's the people.
All the candidates here tonight talking about jobs and the economy, saying that the state is in a much better place than it was 4 or even 8 years ago. Another big topic, health care. Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch mentioning her past struggle with cancer as one of the many reasons why she will fight to protect people with pre-existing conditions. Governor Scott Walker echoing that, saying as long as he is governor of this state, people with pre-existing conditions will be covered. Back to you.
Keely Arthur live tonight in Waukesha. Keely, thank you.
Democrats also held a rally today with the top ticket candidates. Amy Reed joins us now to share with us what the atmosphere was like just hours before Election Day. Good evening, Amy.
Hi, Charlotte. Yeah, the Democratic candidates are making some last-minute efforts to try and get people excited about choosing them tomorrow. They held a rally earlier this evening to get people riled up, and based on the sound of the crowd, they were.
Hello!
The crowd cheers as Democratic candidates take the stage, encouraging the voters to turn out tomorrow if they haven't already.
It really was uplifting for me to see them.
Becky Tradewell was one of those cheering. She already cast her ballot for Democrats all down the ticket, and seeing them today only made her more excited about the results tomorrow.
There's not a whole lot I can do about the national government right now, which I think is very problematic, except support Tammy. But in Wisconsin, we can actually, I can vote to make a real change, and we need that.
Other people in the crowd said it was specific issues that made them want to pick these candidates.
My mom has a pre-existing condition, so that's personal for me. And then education. I work in the education field for a youth mentoring organization, so that's a really high priority for me, too.
That's something the candidates are well aware of. We met up with Senator Tammy Baldwin before the rally.
I think that the results of the last election really engaged a lot of people who stayed home, didn't participate in 2016. And now they're saying, oh my goodness, there's issues like health care at stake. There's issues like getting ahead in the economy.
We grabbed her as she was picking up a cake meant for who she hopes succeeds Governor Scott Walker.
We're going to win tomorrow.
And he used the cake to secure his birthday wish.
I can tell you that this is such an important election, and we are going to take on these issues not because they're Democratic issues, not because they're Wisconsin issues, because they reflect Wisconsin values, which our governor does not.
One of the women I spoke with said these issues that people are passionate about don't have to just end tomorrow on Election Day. She encouraged people to use that energy to keep pushing for those policies that you care about even after you cast your ballot. Back to you.
Amy Reed live tonight. Amy, thank you. Wisconsin has broken the state record for absentee ballots submitted during a midterm election. The state's Elections Commission says more than 547,000 absentee ballots have already been turned in. That is up from the record 4 years ago by more than 170,000 ballots.
Make News 3 your election night destination for the fastest numbers, the best analysis. At 7 o'clock tomorrow evening on WISC, CBS News will begin its national coverage. Who will control Congress? We will break in with live local updates all night on WISC. And starting at 8 p.m., you can watch continuous live local uninterrupted coverage on our digital platforms as well. Channel 3000, Facebook, YouTube. And then at 9 p.m., our local coverage will be available on Fox 47. And then at 10, join us on WISC-TV 3 for the latest election night coverage that you can count on to be fast and accurate. Also, be prepared when you head to the polls tomorrow for some less than stellar weather. There's an alert day for tomorrow. Meteorologist Dana Fulton with more details. Dana?
We are talking about rain in the forecast for
several hours. We are going to watch rainfall scattered throughout southern Wisconsin. Even right now, the heaviest rainfall is in Madison, stretching down into parts of Rock and Greene County. That rain just continuing for us overnight. No lightning with it, though, as you can see. It is going to continue to fall, though, into tomorrow morning. Right now, we are close to 44 in Madison, 45 in Janesville and in Mineral Point, about 44 in Monroe as well. Compared to this time yesterday, a bit of a drop for us. Temperatures have dropped a few degrees in the last 24 hours. We are going to have our wind speeds continue for us overnight in the single digits for Madison and Dane County. A little gusty for us earlier this afternoon, though, in the 20s, 28 miles per hour for Madison for our peak. Tomorrow, rain in the morning and then clouds coming through later in the afternoon. We'll break down the rest of the week, though, in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Now, if you were watching the Packer game last night, you may have seen President Trump's campaign ad featuring an immigrant convicted of murder. NBC now says that after further review, it'll stop airing that spot, as did Fox News Channel. CNN rejected the same ad last weekend, declaring it racist. The ad includes footage of Luis Bracamontes, a twice-deported immigrant from Mexico, sentenced to death in California for killing 2 police officers. NBC said today that in its further review, it recognizes the insensitive nature of that ad. Beloit police say a man is in the hospital tonight with life-threatening injuries after being hit by a vehicle around 6:30 this evening. This happened on Pleasant Street, just south of Portland Avenue. The 49-year-old Beloit man was walking in the roadway when he was hit by a van. Police say that van did stop at the scene. The incident still under investigation.
The man suspected of running off the road and hitting a group of Girl Scouts in Chippewa County made an appearance by video in a courtroom where his bond was set at $250,000. The district attorney said 21-year-old Colton True was huffing an air duster around the time of the crash. The DA said after hitting the Girl Scouts and killing 3 of them and a parent, True left the scene. A 10-year-old who was also hit remains in critical condition. Today, a judge gave him a $250,000 bond, calling him a flight risk.
So to come tonight at 10, a News 3 exclusive.
We'll tell you about an effort in southwest Wisconsin to save more lives, all in the name of a 9-month-old boy. Stay with us. There is a new tool coming to southwest Wisconsin, the first of its kind in the state that will help first responders potentially save more lives.
This is more than a year in the making, but for the family behind it, the Life Vac is well worth the wait because they know more than most just how precious time can be. Only our Leah Linscheid has their story tonight from Fenimore.
Matt and Courtney Brigman are used to counting time.
He's a little stinker.
10 years to be exact, after two beautiful girls finally.
He was our first boy, and he was all boy. His sisters loved him, of course.
Oh my God, this is so... Cayman was worth the wait.
Just put a smile on everyone's face.
Always counting their blessings, this family never thought to count their minutes with Cayman until 2 years ago.
Yeah, we were all home.
Cayman was playing with his big sister when he swallowed a bouncy ball. Nearly 2 inches big, the Brigmans couldn't get it out. First responders tried too. They took him to the local hospital, who had him med-flighted to Madison.
That's when we got the news, when he got to Madison, that there was nothing.
Cayman was declared brain dead.
Some days it feels like it was yesterday, and other times it feels like it happened years ago.
Time now seems twisted for Mom and Dad.
The flashbacks, I guess that'd probably be the hardest part, is me remembering what his face looked like when he was trying to get the ball out. Like, I could tell that he was going, because he wasn't getting oxygen. That's the hardest part.
The fact of the matter is, there just wasn't much that we could have done.
Nate Flynn runs the EMS division at the Fenimore Fire Department. He wasn't there that night, but he spent a lot of time thinking about what if he was.
We have very few tools.
Courtney and Matt realized that reality too and asked their doctor what could have helped in Cayman's situation. They came up with this.
This is the family Life Vac one.
This is what actually causes the suction.
You have an adult mask and a pediatric mask.
Just fits on like such.
And then you just put it over your mouth and pull it out.
And the pull back is actually what draws that suction and hopefully dislodges whatever in the airway.
The Life Vac is FDA approved. You can buy it on Amazon yourself for $70. But it still needs special permission from the state to be used by EMS agencies. Fenimore is the first to ask about it.
In our situation, seconds mattered. Like, it would just be nice to have another option.
Knowing what she went through in this service, there's not a lot that we can do sometimes, but anything that we can do to kind of help our odds, we're all for it.
The state approval process has taken more than a year. Lately, Nate is heading up that effort because the Brigmans are busy counting weeks. 39 of them, actually. Courtney is pregnant.
We found out that we're expecting a boy, so that has been difficult.
Courtney's due date and the 2-year anniversary of Cayman's death are just days apart.
Cayman completed our family. So then when we lost him, yeah, and then finding out that you're having another boy, I guess I feel like he was my boy, so I can't have another boy as sweet as him.
Like it always does, time has passed since we first talked to Matt and Courtney. The anniversary of Cayman's death has come and gone, and so did Courtney's due date. Their baby boy was born without a heartbeat.
You just ask a lot of why. Why would this happen again? Like, what did we ever do to deserve this?
They're together on on the other side, and they're here with us, so.
Maybe it's with help from both their angels that this news finally came.
The state has approved the Life Vac for the ambulance here in Fenimore.
2 unimaginable losses, 2 years of wondering what if, and 2 parents who no longer need to count time.
You have to do something positive out of a tragedy, and it just, that's what keeps us going, knowing that we can potentially save other people.
In Fenimore, I'm Leah Linscheid for WISC News 3.
incredibly strong couple. Fenimore plans to have all of its first responders trained on how to use the life vac in the coming weeks.
It should be in place in their ambulance by December 1st. Meteorologist Dana Fulton joins us now with a look at what's going to be kind of a sloppy day tomorrow.
It is a little soggy outside to start off the morning, and then of course still wet on the roads even later in the evening once the showers finally wrap up for us. Right now we're actually looking at some pretty heavy rainfall moving into Jefferson and Dane, parts of Rock and Greene County as well. These showers have just been continuing over the last several hours. No thunderstorms mixed on in there, but there's that heavier line right now coming on through, falling about 2.5 inches per hour. That's not total accumulation, but very heavy at times. That little area is moving northeast now. Our accumulation totals have jumped just a little bit in the last few hours as the heavier rain has come on through. In parts of Dane County, anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches in the last 24 hours. Still seeing smaller numbers towards the southeast corner of the state, but along the western side of the state, also about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of total accumulation. Today actually is our average first measurable snow date. Usually we start to see snow right around November 1st. Not the case for us today, just a little too warm outside. So we're talking about rainfall. The latest first measurable snow was January 1st. Looking at the last several years for us, looks like we are on track right now. Again, give us a few more weeks and we'll start to hit those dates. In 2017, it was the middle of November, early December 2016, and end of November for us in 2017. Just rain as we head overnight and into tomorrow. The main core of our system off into Iowa right now, but it is going to continue to drive quite a bit of shower activity into southern Wisconsin, especially as we head into tomorrow morning. So if you are planning on heading to the polls early in the morning, do know that it is going to be quite a soggy line that you may be in, and you may have to run for the car inside fairly quickly. Showers overnight, you may hear heavier rain at times. Early tomorrow, we'll still have quite a bit of rainfall overhead, but those showers by about noon will really start to wrap up. Just a few little isolated spots lingering into the early afternoon. Throughout the afternoon and evening, we stay cloudy, not really expecting much sunshine, and then variable cloudiness for us as we head into Wednesday and even Thursday, but not expecting any more precipitation to move on through. Because of the shower chances as well as the windy conditions that we may be seeing tomorrow afternoon, we do have an alert day in the forecast. The showers will be diminishing by midday, but still is going to be wet on the roads, of course, with all the rain that we will have overnight and into tomorrow morning. Right now, we do have that heavier rainfall in Madison. Temperature-wise this afternoon, right where we should have been, hitting a high of 50 degrees. Overnight lows pretty close to average as well, in the low 30s. Scattered showers continue overnight under a mostly cloudy sky. We'll watch our temperatures fall just a few more degrees into the low 40s to start off tomorrow. Now, tomorrow will be in the mid-40s for afternoon highs, mostly cloudy with those showers wrapping on up, and 46 about the highest we're going to be as we head through the rest of the week. We're in for a big cool down as we head towards the end of the week and into the weekend. That alert day, our only alert day in the forecast just for tomorrow. And again, that's really more because of Election Day and the wind gusts and the rain that we'll be dealing with. Nothing severe coming on through. By the end of the week, we are going to start talking about some light snow chances as our temperatures drop significantly for us by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Are those 30s here to stay?
It's looking like it.
Okay.
Yes, we're talking about a cold blast. Our temperatures, even our average temperatures, what we usually see during the daytime, dropping quite a bit. So, of course, we always get maybe 1 or 2 days by the middle or end of November where it kind of feels a little warmer again. Looks like those 30s will be hanging around for a little bit.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Mike McCarthy explains what went wrong in last night's game against the Patriot. That story and more next in sports.
Well, in the battle of what was being called the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers, he had the better quarterback rating, but Tom Brady had a better supporting cast because, well, football is a team sport, of course. So in the 2 times that Rodgers and Brady have faced each other, they are now tied 1 game apiece all time. The two teams were tied up until the 4th quarter. Aaron Jones, fumbling the ball on the very first play of the quarter. New England scored on that drive, and that seemed to put some extra fire under the Patriots. 31-17 the final score, and head coach Mike McCarthy says they've got to finish these close games better.
Mental errors were way out of bounds last night, so we had a number of things that we need to improve on. But I thought for the first 3 quarters we were playing. We knew it was going to be a tough match. I mean, anytime you go on the road in this league, it's tough, and I mean, obviously up there it's a tough contest. But our focus is going to be more on the finish of the 4th quarter. So that's really the common thread the last 2 weeks. That's in keeping us back from getting the win that we felt we were in position to get.
Well, as expected, Alex Hornibrook listed as questionable ahead of Saturday's game at Penn State. Head coach Paul Chryst said today that he is undergoing concussion protocol. So Jack Cohn could be getting ready for his 2nd career start in a Wisconsin uniform. He played the entire game at Northwestern 2 weeks ago and about half of the game this past Saturday against Rutgers. Coach Chryst optimistic about Cohn's progress. He's passed for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns and says Cohn will just keep on getting better. High school now, level 4 playoffs in WIA football this week, and the winners get a trip to Camp Randall. We've got 4 teams from our area representing on Friday. By the way, these games all at neutral sites, so a little bit of travel will be involved. Wanakee looking for a return trip to Camp Randall. The defending Division II state champs will play Brookfield Central at Oconomowoc. Lakeside Lutheran and Racine St. Catherine will face off at Waukesha North High School. Division VI, Lancaster will face Racine Lutheran at Elkhorn Area High School. And lastly, Blackhawk will aim to move to 12-0 against Bangor. Those teams play at Middleton High School. The Badgers men's basketball team opening its regular season tomorrow night, hosting Coppin State at the Kohl Center. Coppin State, by the way, coached by former Maryland point guard Juan Dixon, and the Eagles are part of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Greg Gard and the Badgers will be happy to have a healthy team. Kobe King back, hoping to be in regular season form. He missed most of last season with a knee injury. And Dimitri Trice, well, he says he's at full strength. And, of course, Brad Davison, he had surgery on his shoulder in the offseason. Tip-off tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Finally tonight, Brewers outfielder Christian Yelich named one of 3 finalists for National League MVP today. The other 2 nominees, Nolan Arenado of the Rockies and Javi Baez of the Cubs. Craig Counsell also a candidate for National League Manager of the Year. Those winners will be announced next week. We'll be right back.
Dana's back, and pack an umbrella if you're heading to the polls early.
Definitely. We do have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow because of the rain chances coming in early in the morning. We have showers throughout the morning, windy in the afternoon, wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour possible. After tomorrow, though, the big focus, of course, how cold it's going to get by the end of the week. We'll be talking about light shower chances and snow chances. Temperatures dropping quite a bit for us by the end of the week and into the weekend. So tomorrow in the mid-40s, warmest day by far for us.
All right, Dana, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 at 10.
Do something good and don't forget to vote tomorrow.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.